we start the video, I just want to let you know that I do have a Patreon, and it's the only way to keep this channel alive. If you want to be a member of my Patreon, it's in the link in the description down below. In order to react to videos like these, since this is a Patreon requested video, I have to let you guys know, you only be a member, you have to be a Hobidon hero or a Hobidon protector on my Patreon. This allows you to request for videos in the future and maybe some artwork. That's all I have to say. I hope you guys get the message, and like I said, if you want to request a video, you got to be a member on my Patreon. That's the only way to do so. And it's in this link in the description down below. Now, enough of that. Let's get on to the reaction, shall we? And I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, and let's get this started.
What is up, YouTube? Frosted Hobidon here, and today I'm back with another Patreon reaction video. And I know I've been doing a lot of these and not my own videos to react to, but hey, it keeps the channel going. And I did say if those who want to make a reaction, to send me a comment, a message on my Patreon, or give me a super chat, or give me a super comment, or give me a super comment. I know it's only $1 a month, but hey. For those, I also get the message from the Patreon members, or being a member of my Patreon. All right, this one is called "Why Paul is Not the Hero of Dune." I have never heard of this, and this is from Nevin Punzel, requested by Nevin Punzel. Thank you, Nevin. And for all the members on my Patreon who have been a member on certain tiers, who kept the channel alive, like I said, thank you for your support. I look forward to 2024. Okay, I have never heard of the Hero of Dune. I have never heard of Dune, because this is new to me. I'm into unfamiliar territory. But hey, I might learn something new from this. Who knows? If you haven't checked out the original video, I'll leave a link in the description down below. So go check it out for yourself, and then come back and see my reaction for it. And then you come back and see me, and we react together. Make sure to follow this. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for future videos along the way. Make sure to hit that notification bell for to see my reactions. And to support the channel, make sure to hit the notification bell. Hit the join button to be a member of the Hobidon Squad, or be a member of my Patreon. It's only $1 a month. Anything you can give to help show your support is most appreciated. You guys are amazing. That being said, without further ado, let's get on to reaction, shall we? In 3, 2, 1. Let's do this.
Quinn's Ideas here, and it's time for another quick video discussion on the Dune saga. I realized
Dune
that I say
saga.
a bunch on this channel that Paul Atreides should not be viewed as the hero of the saga, and
I
I've
don't
given
know.
specific reasons on
Don't
why
know who that
this
is.
the case throughout several of my
He looks
videos,
familiar,
but I've never done a dedicated video addressing it. And since I often see questions and contentions regarding this idea, I thought I would respond and elaborate here. At this point, after rereading the Dune saga several times, I'm pretty convinced that this is the way that Frank Herbert intended the character to be viewed within the context of the whole series. As always,
if y'all familiar with this series, because I'm not,
please subscribe, and definitely check out the Dune playlist on the front of this channel. To start off, we have to take a look at what Frank Herbert
is this one of these educational videos?
To quote Herbert, "I wrote the Dune saga because I had this idea that charismatic leaders ought to come with the warning label, may be dangerous to your health." Herbert is definitely referring to his character Paul Atreides. In the book Dune, Paul is able to become leader of the Fremen and unseat the Emperor of the known universe. On first look, Dune appears to follow the
interesting designs
journey archetype, but by examining the book further and by diving into the further books in the series, the truth becomes clearer. In the subtext of Dune, hidden beneath the main plot involving the reascension of House Atreides, is something far darker than most people who are casually aware of the Dune series may realize.
Right.
To understand this, we must first take a look at the way in which Paul Atreides is able to rise amongst the Fremen and eventually become their messiah. In other videos, we've discussed the Bene Gesserit Sisterhood.
I like the artwork here.
The religious seeding of the planet Arrakis by use of their Missionara Protectiva. The Sisterhood had the goal of creating a super being through careful manipulation of bloodlines. Once they had achieved that, they would use this being, who would be a male possessing of all their powers and more, to manipulate the citizens of the universe and shape the destiny of mankind.
The manipulation is always got to be
to make it easier
that
for
type
the universe
of thing.
to accept their
Very
being,
powerful weapon.
Called the Kwisatz Haderach, they set up false prophecies on countless planets throughout the Empire, prophecies which were heralded coming on this being. The oppressed Fremen of the planet Arrakis, who had once been the Zinsuni Wanderers, would have been prime candidates for myth seeding. If the Sisterhood's plan had gone correctly, then they would have been able to wield the strength of a super being.
So is this like a similar to Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, but in space, but with magic, no lightsaber fighting, but using magic basically?
But the Sisterhood was never able to control Paul.
I'm not too sure.
Once Paul is in the deep deserts of Arrakis,
that is a cool
his powers
design.
are awakened by the spice. His prescient eye begins to open, and he starts to see the full design of the Bene Gesserit plan. He also sees the path that will avenge his father and restore the name Atreides, but it comes at a great cost.
Of course, there's always a great cost.
Lisan al-Gaib, the voice from the outer world, born of a Bene Gesserit mother, as the prophecy foretold. Fanatics would be
the prophecy,
and the jihad of purification would spread throughout
it's always the prophecy
like a virus, oppressing countless worlds and costing the lives of 60 billion humans.
Whoa, that's a lot of deaths.
Patches of gray obscurity, except for peaks of violence. He had seen a warrior religion there, a fire spreading across the universe with the Atreides green and black banner waving at the head of fanatic legions drunk on spice liquor. Gurney Halleck and a few others of his father's men, a pitiful few were among them, all marked by the hawk symbol from the shrine of his father's skull. Now let's be clear, Paul did not want the jihad to happen. He doesn't fully understand
got it.
And time itself is not what it appears to be, as led to the second point.
Of course it is.
The future forks in many potential directions depending on what decisions we make. Paul's prescient power, however, allows him to see the future results of his actions. Because of this, he is able to direct the path, to become the fulcrum by which fate turns upon.
Okay, I like
Paul
that.
Paul is haunted by visions of the jihad. He searches for a way to prevent it, but by then it has already gone too far, and in no path can he unsee it. Surely I cannot choose that way, he thought. But he saw it again in his mind's eye, the shrine of his father's skull, and the violence with the green and black banner waving in its midst. In the end, Paul unseats the emperor and restores the name Atreides. But something terrible has been set in motion, and in truth, terrible things have already been done on Arrakis. The Fremen had been manipulated into following a man who allowed them to believe he was God when he was not. Over the course of the next 12 years,
is going to be people pretending to be a false,
many of those
to be a god. It always did downfall.
The people of the Imperium beg for a constitution, but Paul rejects any constitution. Nothing may override his power. He allows nothing to limit his imperial will. At this time, all but a fraction of the human universe existed under Paul's rule. Paul clings to his empire out of fear of what is to come, hoping to save himself. He knows that he must act but doesn't, even though he is the only one who can. I know this is cliche, but I really do have to quote Spider-Man here. With great power comes great responsibility.
That is true.
Paul had seen the jihad too late.
It's a true lesson. It's a cliche lesson, but it holds so much merit
of what was to come. He remembered his earliest visions of the jihad to be, the terror and revulsion he'd experienced. Now, of course, he knew visions of greater terrors. He had lived with the real violence. He had seen his Fremen charged with mystical strength sweep all before them in the religious war. The jihad gained a new perspective. It was finite, of course, a brief spasm when measured against eternity. But beyond lay horrors to overshadow anything in the past.
If I ever get my VTuber avatar,
he actually had
a new version of it, it makes reactions a lot easier for my face expressions.
From the horror that lay in the darkness beyond, he saw Kralizak, the mythic battle at the end of time, but was unwilling to pay the ultimate price to stop it. He thought of the jihad, of the gene mingling across parsecs, and the vision which told him how he might end it. Should he pay the price? All the hatefulness would evaporate, dying as fires die, ember by ember. But oh, the terrifying price. I never wanted to be a god, he thought. I wanted only to disappear like a jewel.
Yeah, he never wanted to be a deity.
I wanted to escape the angels and the damned, alone, as though by an oversight. The cost of what he must do in order to save humanity haunts Paul throughout the second book. but ultimately he makes his decision.
Kind of sad.
He puts himself before humanity, pushing the task of fixing the damage he had done and preventing the ultimate extinction of humankind onto his son, Leto II, who would undergo 3,500 years of agony in his father's place.
Yikes.
Paul saw the horrors of the Golden Path, which would ensure human
survival. That is
survival.
horrifying.
He saw the cruelty of it, and he saw Kralizec. He weighed them against each other, but was unable to make the decision, unable to lock humankind into the correct path. Paul's
that
son
is
Leto calls him
insane.
out on this when they finally meet at the end of the book Children of Dune. "It is sad that you were never really Fremen," Leto said. "We Fremen know how to commission the Aritha. Our judges can choose between evils. It has always been that way for us."
I see. Good for
The
you.
curious thing about Children of Dune is that Leto II inherits the sins of his father, and he knows that it is up to him to do what his father failed to do. But in order to do this, he must move beyond his humanity and become a true god, and prepare mankind for what is to come. Though he knew he would never be thanked for it. Theoretically, it did not have to be Leto who took on this burden. His twin sister Ganima could have also taken his place, but he chose to spare her that agony. Paul is the hero of the book Dune in the sense that he is the hero of his own arc. He gains revenge for his house and becomes emperor, but he is not the hero of the Dune saga when the series as a whole is considered. Paul is not only incapable of fixing the mess he made, once he sees a bigger mess in the future that only he can stop, he doesn't really try. He just
wow, that is.
I know this is quite the
that is crazy.
After the epic ending of
this
the
guy sucks.
And I assure you, this is intentional. Frank Herbert wants the reader to see the fallibility of Paul, to see that he is just a man and always was, regardless of what powers he seems to possess. It all goes back to the key theme of Dune, which I discussed in my video titled "What's the Point of Dune?" Don't blindly follow behind leaders. Always question. Alright guys, so this, concisely as I can put it, is the reason why I think that Paul is not meant to be viewed as the hero of the Dune saga. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe.
No problem. Thank you, man.
As always, with the new Denis Villeneuve Dune movie coming out at the end of this year, starring Timothée Chalamet, we will be
there's a movie.
More Dune movie.
It's based off of, they got a movie and a book.
I will be covering it all here on this channel, so please make sure you like and subscribe. Let's hope that Paul Atreides is
sure, I like it, but I'm not sure. I'm not into the series like you do, but hey. I gave it a like. Subscribe? I'm not sure. I already got enough subscribes. Well, that was why Paul is not the hero of Doom. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. What were your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, take care, have a great day, be safe, and most importantly, stay frosty and stay healthy out there. Catch you all later, and make sure to wash your hands.
Okay, now you die.